So it seems like there's a little bit of a lull in the Ripple versus the SEC case, and we're probably going to have to wait until the first week or two of January to start hearing what's next regarding the end of the expert witness depositions and the discovery portion of the case before it moves into trial. So there's going to be some upcoming dates that Judge Netburn is expected to hand down soon in terms of when things are ending and when things are due. Now, if you watch my videos for the last couple of months, you know that the SEC is supposed to turn over a whole bunch of documents to Judge Netburn. We're going to start hearing why and if they actually did it and what Judge Netburn's going to do about it since, well, the SEC hasn't actually done it. But not only that, there's some speculation as to what the SEC may or may not do after this case against Ripple, because there's some incredible fact-finding going on regarding the clarity around what was going on with the SEC and potentially Ethereum when Ripple was actually sued. So I have some information about something the SEC may be looking into next. Also, the price of Bitcoin since its last test at 52,000 has been heading south and at best trending in a sideways direction. So I have some information about what happened over the last 2 days that made the price go so far south. It lost about $3,000 to $4,000. And I'm going to tell you how Bitcoin is faring within that versus some of the altcoin markets. And also recently on Twitter and on social media, it's been speculated that Elon Musk is actually the synonymous creator of Bitcoin, Satoshi Nakamoto. Now, Musk has come out and denied it, and he has pointed to somebody else, Nick Szabo, for being Satoshi Nakamoto. But in any case, I read an article. It was actually a very fun read, and a lot of the stuff actually matches up that would have it make sense for Elon Musk to be able to do that. He's fluent in coding, software development, and of course we know his IQ is off the charts. But nonetheless, he came out and said, no, he is not. Hey everyone, my name is Randy. Welcome back to the Late Night Grind. Right now on this channel, I'm covering the Ripple versus the SEC case, as well as other cryptocurrency news, investment markets, and personal finance. So if any or all those topics interest you, make sure you hit the subscribe button, join the Late Night Grind community, hit the bell notification icon so YouTube will send you a notification when I release a new video. And if you're feeling generous today, I'd really appreciate it if you do two things. Number one, smash that thumbs up button. And number two, watch this video all the way to the end. These really are the two best things you can do to support a YouTube channel. So with that, let's jump into it. So first, I want to talk about the price of Bitcoin and its action. It's actually been trending sideways for a while now, and it seems to be moving at a painfully slow pace. And whenever it goes up by a couple $1,000s, it right away backtracks. Well, I have some information about what has been going on, especially for the past 3 days in terms of its price pullbacks. And that is largely due to liquidations, meaning when there are traders that are taking too much leverage, they're essentially borrowing too much money and betting that the price of Bitcoin is going up. Well, when the price of Bitcoin doesn't go up, the exchanges that they use to borrow money essentially liquidates all their positions and sell at market price, which brings the price of Bitcoin way down. Now, it hasn't been doing any cascading pullbacks like it's done in the past with any major catastrophic dips, but it's just been a slow, methodical liquidation as it's dipped through 51,000, 50,000, 49, and all the way down to 47,000. There's been over 300 million liquidations. Over 120 million of that was specifically for Bitcoin. And just before I made this video, I looked, and just within the past 24 hours, there's another 220 million liquidated, a majority of that being in Bitcoin. But there is one thing that I was looking into because I was watching another YouTuber do some technical analysis regarding some of the altcoins compared to Bitcoin and what's been going on. Well, it seems recently when Bitcoin's been dropping down, it's been doing so at a higher percentage than a lot of the altcoins, or at least some of the altcoins. And so if we look at some of these on-chain analytics, it actually looks like, because a lot of people are buying Bitcoin, these leverage traders are buying Bitcoin in order to maximize their gains when the price of Bitcoin goes up, hence getting liquidated. They're buying Bitcoin at the spot price a lot less and buying leverage positions a lot more. And it might sound counterintuitive, but actually in the altcoin market, there's actually a lot less leverage trading going on and a lot more spot buying. So when there's a pullback in the altcoin market, the pullbacks don't drop back nearly as much from a percentage standpoint as they do on the Bitcoin side. Now, obviously, Bitcoin has the most liquidity in the market. A lot of people feel that it's the safest to trade and get in and out of. Some of the altcoins aren't necessarily as safe from a volatility perspective. And so as we look at this, there's some people that are saying the altcoin market is shaping up. They are not taking near as much of a big hit compared to Bitcoin when the crypto industry as a whole pulls back. But this could be part of it, is that just not as many people are buying Bitcoin at spot. They're gambling that the price is going to go up versus the altcoin market. It's just not happening, at least not quite as much. And it makes sense because a lot of the exchanges that I use and go on and see, a lot of the margin trading, a lot of the, if you want to get 50x or 100x margin trading, you can do so, but it's largely on Bitcoin and some of the higher market cap coins. And there's a lot less exchanges that actually offer that. on a lot of the lower to mid market cap coins. All right, so now let's talk about what is coming up with the Ripple versus the SEC case, because in middle of January, if not the first week or two of January, we're going to be expecting some news, probably from Judge Netburn, at least in terms of some of the dates that are going to be happening, because the time of expert discovery and the whole discovery time frame in this case is going to be ending as we move into trial. And just like it has for the past couple of months, there's some incredible people on Twitter doing some incredible investigating, doing videos and audio of essentially what the SEC was doing, giving Ethereum its free pass when they really should not have. So a big shout out to John Deaton, who's actually going after the SEC, digital asset investor at Tag XRP, and Stephen Huber. These are just some of the folks finding some incredible things online, specifically regarding about what Ethereum did to get this free pass. Well, one of the things that just surfaced was actually an old podcast in which Vitalik Buterin, who is one of the co-founders of Ethereum, was actually slated as saying that the first creation of Ethereum, the one that was essentially pitched to the SEC, was not even an actual fully functioning, ready to go system. It was a demo system, according to Vitalik Buterin. A demo system was essentially what got the free pass from William Hinman. And if it sounds like it goes against what the SEC would stand for, well, it is. Because that's exactly what the SEC is claiming that Ripple was doing, selling unregistered securities, because they claim that the XRP ledger was not actually a fully functioning ecosystem at the time, which we know is not true. It was 100% functional. Ethereum, on the other hand, was the complete opposite. So now that this stuff is coming into play, this is only going to strengthen Ripple's position even more for their fair notice defense, proving that A, there was no clarity, B, there was no fair or safe regulation, especially with the old SEC regime. And with Gary Gensler, the current head of the SEC, there is a lot of question marks surrounding his motives. Now, some people think that he should actually see this and level the playing field. If you're going to go after Ripple, you might have to go after Ethereum. Or maybe since you gave Ethereum the free pass, or at least the previous SEC regime did, then maybe you should actually just settle with Ripple and let them go because you knew you were in the wrong. However, I don't foresee Gary Gensler doing either of those. I foresee him continuing to allow this case to go on, which Ripple will win. And this is fair warning for those who are in Ethereum, and I've said this a couple times over the last couple of months. If the SEC wants to go after one specific ecosystem group, they have no further to look than all of the digging that's been going on and what's been being pulled up regarding how Ethereum started and how it got its free pass from the SEC. Now, some people say, well, Ethereum is not in the US. US doesn't have jurisdiction to actually go after them. And there's some other people that say, no, that's just what was on paper. They actually started this company in the United States and just filed offshore in order to specifically avoid US jurisdictions. And some say on a legal standing, attention Jeremy Hogan, if you see this, we might need some answers, if that would actually hold up in court. And finally, I wanted to close with a note on the Sologenic token, which of course, if you hold XRP, you're going to be getting an airdrop from the snapshot that just took place in January. If you already hold Sologenic tokens, you're going to be getting, there's another snapshot taking place at some point this week between the 24th and the 31st. It may have already taken place. We will not know. But in that snapshot, that's where Solo holders get to find out how much of the new Core token that they're going to get. Core, of course, being another layer 1 blockchain that's going to be rolling out in 2022. So something to keep your eye on. Also, I'll have a link in the description. You can follow me on Twitter there and continue a conversation about any of these topics over there. And as always, I'll see you guys on the next video.